Hello, I'm CJ, and this is the CJ Wellerman Show. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Now let's get into it. For the past 3 years, this program, along with my print journalism, has been warning of the ever-growing threat to Indian migrants from radicalized Hindu supremacists. These warnings came to a head 2 weeks ago, when the Canadian government presented the Biden administration with evidence proving the Hindu nationalist regime of Narendra Modi carried out a politically motivated assassination on North American soil. India has become a criminal, rogue state. But even more worrying is the manner in which Hindutva individuals are following the example set by the Modi regime by terrorizing Indian migrants from Muslim and Sikh communities throughout the diaspora. Is illustrated in graphic detail by the orchestrated attacks that were carried out against Muslims by Hindus in the UK city of Leicester earlier this year. And we have also seen Hindus attack Muslims in California and Hindus attack Sikhs in Australia. To put it bluntly, right-wing Hindu migrants are sowing hate and division everywhere, which is ripping apart communities that, until now, have had no prior history of religious or ethnic tensions. Which now brings me to the US city of Naperville, where roughly 5% of the 150,000 residents are Muslim. It's located just a 45-minute drive from the bustling metropolis of Chicago. I'm talking about Naperville because Muslims living there have not only come under attack from Hindutva radicalized migrants in recent years, but also from the Hindutva movement in faraway India, which demonstrates just how far the tentacles of hate have spread outwards and across oceans from New Delhi and Gujarat under Modi. There's much to cover here, but let's start with a video that surfaced online last week. It shows a 16-year-old son of Indian Hindu migrants setting fire to the Quran in Naperville. Now, before I share this video, please note that sources on the ground in Naperville have confirmed with me the authenticity of this video. No doubt, this is the act of a foolish and easily impressionable 16-year-old boy, so I don't want to make this about him per se. I'm sharing his hateful act because it's symbolic of the growing influence of Hindutva movement in the Chicago area. Because when we look at the wider landscape, what we see in Naperville is a Muslim community of more than 7,500 residents that has become the target of Hindu extremist hate during the past 2 years. You see, it was exactly 2 years ago when the Islamic Center of Naperville announced its plan to construct a new mosque in the area to meet the needs of the city's growing Muslim population. The move was met with what local media called unprecedented resistance, after Hindu organizations and individuals organized a barrage of complaints against the proposed mosque.
ICN's plan calls for its 13-acre site to include a mosque, school, multi-purpose hall, gymnasium, and an expansion on the mosque over a 5-phase 40-year span. But before ICN can start construction, they'll have to go through Naperville's Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council. That means they'll also get a chance to listen to input from community members, and there's an unprecedented amount of it. Over 11,000 people have submitted their support and opposition for the project, but the majority...
Today, plans for the mosque remain on the drawing board and wrapped up in ongoing lawsuits, all because Hindutva groups use social media to generate opposition from outside the Naperville area. This should be interpreted as an assault on American democratic values, which is exactly what it is, because Muslim Americans are being denied their religious freedoms because of hateful actions and rhetoric generated from outside the United States.
As the Muslim population here in the city is growing, we don't want one of the centers to be overpopulated. So these centers allow us to avoid that the overpopulation, and also helps with the traffic flow.
But before we go on, I have this special request. If you would like to help us counter injustices in the Muslim world, then we kindly ask you please support our effort at patreon.com/CJ Wellerman. We seek your help because YouTube has strangled our advertising to the point where we are unable to sustain this effort, improve our content, or grow our audience without your help. Thanks for your consideration and understanding. Now back to our show. The woes of Muslims in Naperville and the rest of the state are compounded by the recent re-election of Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, who not only showers effusive praise on Narendra Modi, but also has ties to the Hindutva paramilitary organization RSS and its American affiliate HSS.
The HSS is the international wing of the RSS, a nearly 100-year-old paramilitary in India that has perpetrated assassinations, including of Gandhi, terrorist bombings, and massacres, particularly Muslims and Christians. The HSS here in America doesn't advertise its ties to the RSS, and perhaps that's why the city of Chicago awarded the HSS a proclamation praising it in January of this year. Despite the city's $17 billion budget, you didn't bother Googling for 5 seconds to discover that the HSS is connected to a fascist paramilitary. That's okay. After all, Congressman Raja Krishnamurti, for instance, already knows. He's been repeatedly informed and warned by Indian American groups around the country, but he apparently doesn't care and prefers the campaign funding he can get from leaders of the HSS as well.
Unfortunately, however, the wider American public remains asleep to the growing influence of Hindutva organizations throughout the Western democratic world. Despite this program's best efforts to expose their money trails and political activities in the United States and the United Kingdom. But please now watch my friend and colleague Mehdi Hassan confront the spokesperson for Modi's party with the roots of the Hindutva ideology.
So when people talk about the RSS ideology, do you understand why some people are afraid? They look at the past, they look at the history. M.S. Golwalkar, for example, former leader of the RSS, one of its most influential voices, someone both you and the Prime Minister have described as inspirational. He was inspired, he says, by Nazi Germany, which displayed, he said, a race pride at its highest and was a good lesson for use in Hindustan, in India. He said the 3 main threats to India, internal threats, were number 1, Muslims, number 2, Christians, number 3, communists. He referred to India's Muslim menace and to India's Christians as bloodsuckers. Do you understand why people are nervous when they hear the RSS, when they see people like Golwalkar are behind?
This is the ideology growing among Hindu migrants throughout the Indian diaspora. It must be exposed and confronted, which means we have a duty to pressure political leaders into disavowing the Hindutva ideology and movement. Because what's happening in Naperville today is also happening throughout the rest of the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. The recent assassination of a Sikh activist in Vancouver is the system blinking red. It's one thing for political leaders to ignore the preparation for genocide in India. It's another to turn a blind eye to the persecution of religious minorities by anti-democratic forces on our own shores. That said, we are seeing encouraging signs that suggest US political leaders are finally paying attention, with several US congresspeople calling for a full investigation into the Modi regime. But if we don't act now, then Muslims and Sikhs will be attacked by Nazi-inspired Hindus on our soil, the same way they are lynched to death in India on a near daily basis and with total impunity. So call or write your local or state elected representative, express your opposition to your government's close ties with the Modi regime, and ask why they so enthusiastically welcome the Butcher of Gujarat to your country. And you can help by supporting groups like the Indian Muslim American Council and Hindutva Watch, which are working tirelessly to raise awareness about the growing threat of Hindutva. It must be stopped. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we kindly ask you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJ We can't produce, sustain and grow the show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. For now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.